Sorry for the interruption, team. Is my screen visible? Okay. So we were studying about hoisting. Okay. So what is basically hoisting? If we use var to declare a variable, okay. If we use var to declare a variable, okay, what happens? It breaks in two steps. Okay. What is undefined? Undefined means a box with no values. Okay, you can understand it as an empty box. Okay, a cardboard box which we name as first name. Okay, but we don't have any first name in that. Okay, so you can understand it as undefined. Okay, means we haven't defined any data into it. Okay, so that is what undefined is. So first of all, what happens in hoisting? If we use var, in var, first of all, the box is named and there is no data inside it. Okay, then the box is taken and data is filled into it. Okay, this is hoisting. Okay, so this is done in two steps. Okay, everyone understood what is hoisting? Shall I show some visuals? Okay, so let's continue. I guess everyone has understood, I assume, if there is no response. So next, variable declaration. Okay, so var we have understood. Okay, var we have understood. Okay, next we have let. Okay, so before variable declaration we can understand the scope of these. Okay, what are scopes? We will understand that later. Okay, before that we understand that var is globally accessible. Okay, type 1 of variable declaration, var keyword, var keyword is, or not var keyword, data stored inside var is globally accessible. Now, what is this globally accessible? We will understand that later when we'll study about scopes. Okay, just as understand for now that whatever data we store using var, that is globally accessible. In short, it is accessible in whole program. Okay, whatever javascript we write, if we declare this var first name John in 25th line, just a few minutes ago I explained, it will be globally accessible if we write 959 line of this in this code. Okay, in this javascript file, there also it will be accessible. Okay, in the 959 line also, in the 550th line also, anywhere if we try to access it, it will be globally accessible. Okay, next we have let. And one more thing I forgot to tell you all. See, later on, if we try to assume I have declared city name New York. Okay, I've declared a city name New York. Okay, and later on in some part, some point of time, in some point of code, I want to change the city to let's say Los Angeles. Okay, so what we are doing here, if we look into this closely, in the browser, basically, if we look this into the browser, see, in line number 33 of JavaScript, what is the city's data? What is stored inside the city? That is New York. Okay, but here in here what we did is we reassigned or updated the value or the variable. Okay, means what we did is assume if we created a cardboard box and dropped the New York name inside it. Okay, and after that if we want to update it to Los Angeles, what I did is took out the New York paper and then dropped the Los Angeles paper inside it. Okay, so what I did is updated the box. Okay, updated the box. Okay, so here after we reassign this, okay, reassign the box some data, then we try to access the box, what we'll get? The new data. Okay, Los Angeles. Means what happens here, JavaScript executes each line of code stepwise. Okay, line by line. Okay, first it will access the first it will execute this line. Okay, then it will execute this line, then here it will understand that yeah, city's data type has been, or the data has been updated. Okay, so here it contains the updated value. Okay, and whenever after that updated value, whenever someone tries to access that variable, it won't give us the old data. Okay, it will give us the updated data, because in line number 34 the data was updated. Okay, so this is reassignment. Okay, and this is called reassignment. Now why I'm explaining this reassignment, because it's the same in let. Okay, let age is equal to 30, assume. Okay, and for that let us talk about the scope of let. It is block scoped. Okay, what is block scoped? Basically, block scoped means in JavaScript a curly brace is a block. Okay, something written inside it is a block. Okay, so what is let? If we declare something inside let, it will remain inside this block only. Okay, if we try to access the data, let me show you. Let us declare this let age is equal to 30 here. Okay, if we try to access the age property, we will get 30 here in line number 47. Okay, but if we try to access this data outside the block, outside the curly brace, it will give us error. Reference error, age is not defined. Okay, means the age variable isn't initialized. Okay, so this is the feature of let. Okay, this is the scope of let. Okay, so what we did also after this, what we can do is again here also we can reassign the value of let. Okay, see, in line number 46 we declared the age as 30. Okay, and then if we try to access it in line number 47, we'll get 31. See, okay, and then we reassigned the value of age in 48, that was 31. Okay, so JavaScript will understand that yes, for in line number 48 age data was changed. Okay, so if the user tries to access the age data after line number 48, I need to give him the updated value. Okay, that is 31. So we are getting here the 31st value. Okay, so this is let. Okay, and what we studied, that let is block scoped. Okay, what is block? I told you that whatever something written inside this curly braces in JavaScript, that is block. Okay, outside this is invalid block. Okay, means out of scope. Okay, next we have const keyword. Data stored inside const is block scoped and cannot be reassigned. Okay, this means that let and const have some similar properties. Okay, this is also block scoped, means if we declare it inside a block. Okay, const simply means constant. Const student is equal to true. Okay, and focus on this these two lines for now. See, const is student is equal to true. Okay, we are declaring here that someone is a student or not. Okay, true or false. Okay, so someone is a student. Okay, true is defining that someone is a student. Okay, so in the console log we will get as true. Okay, but if we try to access the value of this one outside the block, we'll get again the reference error. Okay, uncaught reference error is student is not defined. Okay, so again the const is also block scope. Okay, and here what happens is in the const we cannot reassign the value or update the value. Okay, if we try to do it, let's see, if we try to do it, we'll get an error, assignment to constant variable. Okay, means we are assigning the value again or updating the value of a constant variable, which is not possible in JavaScript. Okay, so basically you can understand const is constant as the name says. Okay, so whatever value is stored inside the const will be constant. Okay, and also it is block scoped. Okay, means the value that is true can be accessed only inside this block. Okay, same goes for let, but the difference is that we can reassign the value in let. Okay, and we have var also. So in var what happens is var has no restriction of its accessibility. Okay, it can be accessed anywhere. If we want here also we can access that var. Okay, if we want here also, even inside the block also, if we want we can access the var. Okay, so these are the three types of variable declarations. Okay, next quickly we can understand the data types. The data types. Okay, so there are two types of data in JavaScript. Two types of data types or data in JavaScript. One is primitive data type. Another one is non-primitive data type. Now what are primitive and non-primitive? Let me explain you primitive data types. Okay, so under the primitive category falls string. We'll study this in detail. What is this? Okay, string, number, boolean, null means 0, undefined. Okay, string, number, boolean. Okay, and inside the non-primitive data type, inside the non-primitive data types false arrays, objects, functions. Okay, so in short these are primitive data types and non-primitive data types. Now what are string? Let's discuss about string. String is nothing but data inside double quote or single quote. Okay, data types JavaScript. String. See, whenever we write something inside the double quotes, it's usually a string. Okay, now we can use double quotes also. Okay, single quotes also. Let greeting equal to hello. One second. We can use single quotes also. Okay, this is also a string. We can use backtick also. Okay, we can use backtick also to write a string. Now what is backtick? Where you will find it? On the very starting of your keyboard, on the top you will see an escape button. Just below that escape button will be a button for backtick. Okay, and it will be very frequently used whenever you will create a large application in JavaScript. Okay, so yes, backticks. Okay, so these are the three types which we can use to declare a string. Okay, anything written inside these, okay, is a string. Like if we write numbers also here, it will be also considered a string. Okay, next we have numbers. Okay, numbers are simple numbers. Okay, and it can be any type of number, like negative integer, positive integer, decimal. Okay, negative numbers also, anything. Okay, uh, next we have boolean. Did we write here boolean? Yeah, we mentioned here boolean. So what does boolean contain? Booleans basically contains either a true or false value. Okay, either true or false. Okay, let's say we can understand it. Let's say we have to create a form wherein the user needs to input their age. Okay, and we need to find whether they are eligible to vote or not. Okay, so assume if a user has age greater than 18. Okay, so we can say that let is eligible to true. Okay, if the age is greater than 18, then we can say that user is eligible to vote. Okay, else if age is less than 18, then we will say is eligible to false. Okay, means the user is not eligible to vote. Okay, everyone understood this part what I wrote here? Okay, so let me explain you again. It's means it's simple logic. Okay, if you apply your common sense you will understand this. Okay, like if the user age is above 18, we can set is eligible to true, means they are eligible to vote. Okay, and if the age is less than 18, then they are not eligible to vote. Okay, next we have undefined. Undefined simply means we have declared the variable but not initialized any data inside it. Okay, means simple example, we have initialized a variable, means a box called name2. Okay, but we haven't declared any data inside it. This is called undefined. Okay, if we log this or print this, we'll get an undefined. See, an undefined. Okay, so this is undefined. Now what is null? Null is when we are proactively trying to declare a value as 0. Okay, name3 is equal to null. Okay, here what we are doing is proactively, means willingly. Okay, with our consent we are declaring a variable as 0. Okay, see, null. Okay, so these are 5 primitive data types. Okay, and one more thing I would like to add up, that whatever data types we use in JavaScript, okay, whatever data types we use, those will fall under these two categories only. Either they will be primitive data type or non-primitive data type. Okay, and you can differentiate primitive and non-primitive by saying that non-primitive always has a bracket inside the data. Okay, any kind of bracket, but there will be a bracket inside the data. Okay, non-primitive data type, and without brackets will be primitive data types. Okay, if we see here, whatever data types we discussed here, they don't have any brackets in them. Okay, but let's talk about non-primitive now. primitive data types. First is object. Okay, now what are objects? Carefully understand this. Okay, we declare objects same like we declare other data types. Okay, first we'll use let or const. Okay, whatever we like, and then we will store the data in this way. Name John Doe, age 30, a student, true. Okay, so we can understand an object as a collection of properties and methods. Okay, or basically characters and methods. Okay, assume a simple example that we have a car. Okay, now can anyone explain me what properties do a car have? What properties can a car have? Okay, let me explain you. For example, first let me write here what are objects. Objects are collections of properties and methods. Okay, so assume we have a car. Okay, properties of a car can be its color. Okay, the model, the launch date, the engine type, and what more, the car type obviously. Okay, so these can be the properties of the car. Now methods of car can be functions like start engine, stop engine function, accelerate, okay, etc. Okay, decelerate, accelerate. Okay, so these are the methods. Okay, now how do we create these inside JavaScript? See, so let's see the example of car. This is a car. Okay, its brand is Toyota, model is Camry, launch year is 2020. Okay, engine is V6. Okay, and what more we have discussed? Car type, whether it's a sedan or XUV. Okay, car type. So these are the properties. Okay, we have discussed. Now we discussed that object contains both properties and methods also. So what can be the methods? The methods can be start engine. Okay, start engine nothing but it contains function which can start the engine of the car. Okay, stop engine also. Then next we have accelerate function, accelerate. Okay, so this is a basic object. Okay, from here to here we had the properties, after that we had methods. Okay, so what are objects? Objects are combo of methods and properties. Now try to access the car.brand, will get here Toyota. Okay, means if we try to access the object, how do we access it? We access it using first the variable name, then using a dot property. Using a dot we can access all the properties and methods of the object. Okay, if we see here we have the accelerate method, brand property, car type property, engine property, model property, start engine method, stop engine method, and year property. Okay, so if we try to access a method, let's see what happens. Okay, So if we try to access a method car.start engine, we will simply get the console.log, basically the function we will get. Okay, what function we have written here. Okay, so you can understand that objects store value in a key pair value. Okay, it basically stores the data in a key pair value method. Okay, this is the key, okay, and this is the value. Okay, both are paired to each other. Means if I try to access the brand, I will get the value. Means if I try to access the key using brand, I will get the value as Toyota. Okay, if I try to access the key of start engine, I will get the actual function, which is the actual value of the key. Okay, so this is the object. Okay, and yes, of course we can use const here, const. Okay, so as I told you all that we can't change or redeclare the property of const, okay, the data of const, but when we create object using const, we can definitely update the value of the object. Okay, can definitely update the value of the object. Okay, like if I want that let's say by mistake I wrote here BMW. Okay, and then I need to change the brand afterwards. Okay, I need to only change the brand to Toyota. Okay, see, if I change this afterwards, definitely till here, if I try to access before changing, if I try to access the car property, I will get the BMW. Okay, but after I updated the value of brand, if I try to print it or get the car, I will get the correct model. Okay, one second, what's happening, car dot brand. Sorry, not this way. Car dot brand is equal to Toyota. Okay, so see here, after updating it, we get the updated value. Okay, means after 132, if we try to access the car property or car object, we'll get the updated value. Okay, means we can say that if we use object, even in fact we use const with object, okay, we can update the value of that object. Okay, but we can stop this the behavior of updation, okay, using a method called object.freeze. Okay, object.freeze, and then we need to pass the actual object's name. Okay, so what is the object's name here? Car. Okay, so what will happen if I try to update it here? Car.brand is equal to Honda. If I try to do, it won't be updated. Okay, it will remain the same. Okay, see, it remains the same. Okay, so this is all about object. Okay, so later we'll cover tomorrow the arrays. Okay, the arrays and the functions we will cover tomorrow. Any doubt for today which I need to cover tomorrow again? Everything crystal clear? Hoisting, primitive data types, non-primitive data types, everything? Variable declarations? Okay, so tomorrow we will discuss about arrays and functions. Okay, these are very basic things which will definitely help us to create a full stack application. And of course in every part, whenever we create a full stack application, in every part we'll use all these. Okay, basically the objects and the variable declarations and stuffs. Okay, so it's very necessary that each and everything is clear here. Okay, the data types also. Okay, and additionally currently we are using TypeScript, okay, which is the advanced version of JavaScript. Okay, so there also we need to have a solid knowledge about data types. Okay, what data we are using. Okay, so yes, try to learn and understand everything, each and everything, okay, from each aspect. So okay, that's all for the day. I will share the resources whatever I taught here in the group. Thank you.